Just on our, well, it was a joint crop. It was beans, spring beans and spring rape growing together in here. The beans didn't do very well, but they did all right. And there is some rape in it, but I've still got to clean it out, so I don't know how well the rape did yet. But I've just got these ewes on here at the moment. They're just sort of grazing what's left. There's already some volunteer rape coming in here, which is good because I want that sprouting. Sheep will eat it if it gets big enough anyway. This is going in with, I'm hoping, winter rye. Now last year I direct drilled my winter rye into just straight into the bean stubble. And I was quite pleased with it really. It didn't yield too badly and it grew, and I wasn't ploughing down any weed seeds, and it was competitive enough that it kept in front of everything. I'm trying to decide with this whether I'm brave enough to direct drill into it. There is obviously the volunteer rape there anyway. There's this knotweed stuff, which, having seen last year's experience, I don't think this is winter hardy anyway, so I don't think that would be a problem. There's a bit of clover there. But I will graze the rye really quite hard in spring, so if there is some volunteer rape that's growing, I can graze that back really hard, and I think, fingers crossed, I think the rape would be aggressive enough to stay on top of any volunteer rape. If it didn't, I suppose it could be a bit of a mess, but I'm hoping these girls could be part of the volunteer rape management programme and get a bit of grazing from it. We'll see. I look well this morning. The tops will be going in with these in beginning of November, something like that. These lot have been on here, I don't know, a week and a half now. They're always spread out right across the field, so they must be getting something from it. Quite exactly what they're eating, I don't know, but certainly seem content. Look at that one. Have you ever seen a more content sheep? Look beautiful at this time of year. I love seeing sheep when the sun's low and just shining across them. They do look really good. Got some store cattle over there in the distance. They've been a bit short of grass all summer, but the grass is just growing now. I've had a recent bit of rain. Luckily they've had a clover later graze all summer. If we hadn't had that, we would have been struggling with them. So they've been on some clover all summer, so they're since they arrived, and they're looking all right now, but I'll keep them out as long as I can. I've got plenty of clovers to go out at the moment. What a beautiful morning. What was it today? 15th of September. Right, I'll leave these girls to it. They've got plenty of grazing to do today. That one's obviously been picking up some sticky weeds. Let's turn around now. See it on his leg. Right, I need to get my store cattle onto here soon actually. This is a spring oat stubble, but it was undersown with a mixture of red clover, ryegrass, a bit of plantain in there. That's about it. And some bloody knotweed again. Anyway, in the past we cut the oats quite high actually in here because I didn't really want the straw. And if it's going through the combine, you're chopping it. There's no point in chopping it too low. In the past, we always used to top the clover off, and we always thought it bushed it out. But then, just these last few years, I've thought, well, what's the point of topping it? I could let the cattle do that. I'm not so keen on putting lambs straight into here because we've had a few eye problems. I think when they graze in the tall stubble, they can sometimes just poke their eyes a bit. So I'll probably let cattle have a go at it for, I don't know, two weeks to a month, something like that, and then if there's anything left, sheep can come and clear up at the end. But I don't want to overgraze it anyway. But yeah, it'd be nice to get some cattle on here. Anyway, if you like this video, you can subscribe if you want. I don't do them every week. I just film a bit of stuff if we think there's something interesting. We're farming on the Yorkshire Wolds. Bit of organic farming, bit of livestock farming, cattle and sheep. A bit of machinery. I'll try and put some of that on later on as well. But anyway, yeah, if you like it, just subscribe and you'll get a notification when we put something else on then. Okay, cheers, bye. Right, this was our living mulch experiment. We did decide to plough it up because it was getting a lot of wicks in it and things like that, so we ploughed it. The wicks were very dry and stressed, but I think they will start to grow back, so this is going in with wheat, and so I'm hoping to just run through it a few times with this farm force just to keep the wicks, stop them from growing, trying to weaken them a bit. It's actually going quite well. I was actually going to sell that cultivator because we haven't used it a lot in the last couple of years. It was taking room up in the shed, but it's actually doing a good job there, so for what it's worth, could probably end up staying. We're just trying to get these out onto the surface. You can see they're just starting to grow again, so if I can keep them just keep them out on the surface and just try and dry them out and weaken them a bit. I'll drill this with the weaving time drill. So I'm kind of hoping if we cultivate a couple of times with the farm force, and then if I go through the last, leave it another week maybe, and then go through with the tine drill, that'll in effect cultivate again. There was also a few docks coming as well, which flicking those out to the surface as well, so I'm half tempted to go and get the quad bike and trailer and just pick those off, because if I can take them off altogether they won't be growing. And there's another lump of wicks as well. Just take a bit of killing, but if I can get them dried out it'll certainly weaken them, and perhaps even leave them on top, because if I leave them on top I can sometimes move them with the comb harrow throughout the year. So I'll film them coming back as well anyway. But no, it's breaking down nicely. There's some moisture there, but it is drying. He's on GPS, so he's trying to do every other row, I think, and then he'll come back and fill in. It'll paddle a bit less on the headlands. It's a particularly bad patch, this. You can see these wicks here. Yeah, they are just starting to grow again. So we'll do what we can to just try and shake them out and weaken them a bit. Obviously, it's organic, this field, so there's a limit to what we can do. It's a good match, is that tractor. I think that cultivator, it was designed really to have a drill on it and run with a front press as well, but we haven't got a front press for it, so. Quite pleased with that. I certainly don't think it's using much power anyway, or fuel, so it's just breaking up quite nicely. Smells nice too. It's supposed to smell your soil, you know. But yeah, there's plenty of root structure in there from the grass and clover from the living mulch, so hopefully the wheat should do well if we can get established all right. Anyway, see you later.